All right, so today we are going shopping. Okay, find current connection food deserts. This is due at the end of the class period tomorrow or at the end of school on Friday. Just make sure you know which deadline you've got to meet. From what I've seen in other hours, quite a few students are able to completely finish the assignment in one class period, and most others are like 2/3 to 3/4 of the way finished. All right, before we can finish, though, we need to start by downloading the document and then clicking on the Kami link or your Kami extension shortcut. All right, and then you're going to open from my computer. It should be in your downloads folder. If downloads is not what your computer opens by default, just find it in that left-hand column. All right, before you do anything else, make sure you put your name in there first and last. You don't want to miss those points. There'll be some silly, easy points to miss. Now, the reason we're going shopping has everything to do with diet. Yesterday, we learned that the poor Japanese peasants were actually less likely than the rich Japanese nobles or daimyo to have disease caused by poor diet. In fact, we learned that the Japanese nobles had so much problem with their diet that they got beriberi and had horrible illness and even death from that disease, all because of diet. But when we reflected on the situation in the United States today, the overwhelming majority of you, I only had one class that went the other way, and they only went the other way by one vote. You guys expressed the belief that in the United States, it is the lower income households that have people suffering from disease caused by poor diet, that they are much more likely to have such disease than people in high-income households. And the majority is correct. Most studies of this by academic researchers, government institutions, other experts, right, maybe at newspapers, think tanks, that kind of thing, also concur that lower-income people are more likely than higher-income people to have disease caused by poor diet. What we're going to be trying to figure out is why. Is this our reality today? And there are two key reasons. The first is simply price. Fresh foods, healthy foods are a lot more expensive than heavily processed foods that use refined grains and lots of preservatives. All right, Dalton, let's be doing this. We do not need to be doing that at all. But pay attention, man. For one thing, if nothing else, it's rude. Rude, man. I mean, this is like maybe the ed puzzles are just the way to go. So you guys can just do this at your own convenience, and I don't have to try and talk while people are watching football. All right. What this means is that people in lower income households often cannot afford the healthy foods, which leads some people to refer to healthy diets as kind of a luxury good in the United States. Another reason, and the one we are going to spend our time exploring, is the presence of things called food deserts. Thank you. Food deserts are places where, to put it in simpler terms than the government usually does, they're areas where residents cannot easily access those healthier and fresher groceries. Instead, they tend to get most of their food from convenience stores and small grocery stores that don't have a full line of products. Something that makes this problem even worse is a lot of times what people are able to buy at those convenience stores and small markets is more expensive than what they would be able to get at a larger, fully stocked grocery store. We're going to look at this by comparing what's available and how much things cost at 3 different St. Joseph stores. Now, we're going to do this by searching online in the food delivery options from those stores, which is a good time to point out in the assignment, do not create accounts with the stores, and certainly do not place real orders with real money. You don't need to create an account to shop on these places. All right, what you're going to see on the next page is a table, columns and rows. In the left-hand column, you have a list of food items. You're going to search for each of those food items in each of 3 stores.
Can you get chicken thighs at Speedy's?
You're going to find out. Our first store is going to be Speedy's. It's a convenience store. For us, we're going to be looking at the Speedy's, the intersection of 28th and Masseny, which is the closest Speedy's to Central. We're using Speedy's, not because I own Speedy's or know the people who do own Speedy's, but because, one, they've got a location close to Central, which kind of makes it fit, and there are 9 Speedy's locations in St. Joseph, which means for people who get grocery items at convenience stores, Speedy's is a likely source. And the second store we're going to be looking at is Dollar General. Also on Masseny, but Speedy's is to our east, Masseny Dollar General is to our west. Dollar General has 10 locations, and that's the real reason we're using it, right, which means that it is the likely source of groceries for people who get their groceries at small discount grocery stores like Dollar General. And then third, right, our final store we're going to explore is Hy-Vee. It's the closest very large and full-service grocery store to Central. So what we're going to do in each of those stores is search for these items. It's going to be, in some cases, that an item is not available at a particular store. If it's not available, you're just going to type no in the blank for that item. Thank you. Actually, she is not here. Thank you. If the item is available, however, you are going to type the quantity and price for that item. For example, in this example we're going to actually do together, in a search for Twinkies. Okay, let's get ready for our searches. You need to click on each of the 3 links. We'll do it together. I'll show you what it's going to look like. I'll help you. No, we're not going to get that fancy. All right, let's start at Speedy's. All right, Speedy's is going to be a little bit frustrating because they don't let you search. They make you browse through different categories. All right, what category do we think Twinkies are going to be in? Treats or snacks? Treats. All right, let's give that a shot. Don't get ahead of us. So scroll on down, and there are Twinkies. You can buy one package of 2 Twinkies for $2.79. Yeah, so up here in your table, you're going to type, the quantity is 2, and it is for $2.79. All right, now, if you're getting different stuff, right, do make sure that your Speedy's location is set to 2728 Masseny Street. If it's not, you need to change location, enter the zip code, scroll through the things to set that as your store. Let's move to Dollar General. Now, Dollar General has been one of those places where the location has not been set right for everybody right off the bat. So make sure that my store is 1702 Masseny. If that's not what you're seeing, click on the drop-down menu there. Change your zip code by clicking on the zip code and just type in 64501. That is the zip code for Central High School. And that's the result you're looking for. If it's not already your store, it's going to give you the option to set as my store, and then you'll click on that so that you are seeing it displayed just as it is on my screen. No, set the 17. You need to set the zip code so that it identifies your store as the 1702 Masseny Street Dollar General. What was the question? Oh, no, well, yes. Set it for 5 minutes. If you have a phone, leave a phone. I thought there was another question. Yeah, I'll be right there. Gary, get that sign and bring that back. All right. So, Prince, that was you needed. You got it? Okay. Okay. And then you search for Twinkies. You're just going to see some different options. Go with the standard one. Yeah, Cammy. Yeah, we'll get to that. You're just ahead of me. We'll get there. And I'll tell you what to do in that situation. Okay, so for Dollar General, our quantity is 10 and our price is $3.50. Okay, so that leads us to Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee, you don't need to set any location. We're just going to search. Search for Twinkies. Okay, right. If you see something like that, just go with kind of the base quantity. If it's 2 for $6, one box is going to cost you what? No, not $10. $3, right? $3. So at Hy-Vee, the quantity is 10, and the price is $3. Just search Twinkies.
No, I know, like, you search Twinkies, but like, why you...
Oh, because if it says you can get 2 boxes for $6, then we're just gonna assume that one box is $3. Most of the time, that is. When I was a kid, they used to run it like if you bought 2, it was $6, but if you only bought 1, it was $4. Mostly, that doesn't happen anymore. I haven't seen that at a grocery store in a long time. Okay. Now we need to figure out what's the best deal. Sometimes you're going to need a calculator. In this case, I don't think it's going to be that hard. Where are the cheapest Twinkies? Hy-Vee, yeah, 30 cents a piece, right? Whereas at Speedy's, I think it's $1.40 for a Twinkie, right? Now, for best deal, you're just going to abbreviate. I'll be right with you, Casey. If it's Speedy's, it's an S. If it's a Dollar General, it's a D. And if it is Hy-Vee, it's an H. Okay, so you're just going to repeat your searches. Right? I will help you. Sometimes, like, there can be questions about, like, which kind of Nesquik did you mean? That's fine. Okay. Please work with the people at your assigned group of desks. That will help you get through this faster. All right. Good luck.